everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Ball with me, Collie. This week I'm joined by Paddy. Paddy, big Paddy.
He plays on the left, he plays on the right. That boy Ronaldo makes United look shite.
And we are joined by Connor. Connor, what's happening?
All right.
Lads, this is like deja vu all over again. Two shocking results for Liverpool, or for Liverpool and United.
Bad draw at home for Chelsea.
Robbery, by the way. Right, so what we're going to be talking about, lads. What?
Last week I was comfort drinking. This week I'm comfort drinking and I'm comfort eating. So
it's just
slippery slope. I think if they lose again this weekend, I'll be on the gear next week.
Right, lads, we're going to be looking at the weekend that just happened there. So much shit to talk about. We're going to be focusing on obviously the Chelsea match where we got absolutely anal raped. We're gonna look at the Liverpool game where one man up front can't control his temper.
He always said he was good with his head. I always said it.
Yeah. I mean, he always hits the target with his head, and he done it again. And then we're gonna look at the absolute farce fest that was Manchester United. Probably the worst performance of all time. Lads, what will we go on to first? Oh, sorry, I'm telling everyone what we're going to be listening to, aren't we? Now we're going to go have a look at the fantasy football. We're going to have a look at the next challenge, lads. Challenge number 3, is it?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Challenge number 3 is up, lads. So we'll be watching that as well. And then we'll give our predictions for next weekend's fixture. So we're only talking about 2 of the fixtures, lads. It's going to be Chelsea and Leeds, and it's going to be United and Liverpool, who are obviously the main kind of the match of the weekend. So, lads, we're going to move into the first thing this week, and it is... You gave me abuse over that one, Paddy, for not having that ready, so I said I fucking better get that ready or I get abused over it.
I look even more burnt, and I look a bit Chinese as well in that one.
A burnt Chinese victim, there's nothing worse. Lads... What are we going to talk about first? Which match do we want to start off with? Take your pick.
Should we go with Chelsea? You're the boss.
Oh, we're going right in. Right, lads. Now,
Lucky
we all
Chelsea.
know the result. 2-2.
Here we go.
Harry Kane scored in the 99th minute, or 92nd minute, whatever it was. 96th, I think it was, actually. Lads, I'm not being biased, but Chelsea were fucking robbed in that match.
You're absolutely being biased.
I'm 100% not, right? I'm not being biased at all.
No, yeah.
And you know what?
I'm someone biased when they start a sentence, but I'm not being biased. But...
Yeah.
Lads, I'm going to show you why. I've got proof. I'm going to back it up. Let's have a look at this. This is the first goal, right? As you can see here. Now, if you actually zoom in on this.
Well, first of all, your triangle is not on the keeper's eyes.
Exactly, which I was just about to point out. Now, this isn't me. I didn't do this graphic. I found it online. I was going to point this out myself because it's actually to the left, which makes it even more.
And also, that would not be his field of vision. He's not wearing like blinkers like a horse.
No, he is. It's like Metal Gear Solid where he only has that.
Oh, the ball's already been hit as well, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, right, lads. You are getting away from the point here, right? I didn't fucking make this picture, right? I'm just trying to show the point.
He's not blocking. He's not. Yeah.
No, he is, because that ball goes the right side of him.
Closer, he would be, but he's not blocking his view. He's too far away.
The ball goes the other side of him.
No,
the ball goes the other side of him. So
the keeper has a clear sight of where the ball is going.
Can I finish? So also before the ball got absolutely launched up top, Kai Havertz was in on goal, and someone absolutely fucking, I think it was Romero or something like that, goes through him and gets his. Can I finish? Goes through him. All right, whatever. Like he was up the other end of the pitch, lads. Can I fucking finish? He was going through, and fucking Romero goes through him and gets his toe on the ball. Now, lads, last time I checked the rules, you can't go through a player to get the ball. Has that changed? Am I wrong in that?
I didn't see it because you can't really talk about it here unless you have evidence.
Yeah, that's convenient, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, lads, for that reason, this goal should not have stood, and it's disgusting that it did stand. And
look, it did. I'm sure there's plenty of goals Chelsea have scored in their time that maybe shouldn't have been. So it swings and roundabouts. All right.
No, talking Chelsea. Every goal Chelsea have ever scored is always legit.
Take it and shut up.
Except for the header and
considering we were all thinking Tottenham are probably going to annihilate us last week, and you were agreeing even that they were a better team. Like, that was actually a good result for Chelsea. And
hold on, it wasn't just a good result. it wasn't a good result in the end. The performance was absolutely outstanding. We absolutely bashed them. We did. N'Golo Kante pulling up with another injury, an absolute nightmare because he's outrageous. He is. But we absolutely bashed him for the whole game. So I'm just a little bit upset that Harry Kane got that goal, which was so disgusting. And I'll tell you why.
After you saying after 70 minutes, Harry Kane is shite.
Yeah, I know. And I knew it was gonna happen. Like I knew he was gonna fucking score after saying that. But lads, I'm gonna show you why I'm so disappointed because of this absolute atrocity that we're looking at on the screen right here. Look at this scumbag, lads. When was it acceptable to pull a man down by his hair?
When he pulls.
Well, if you have hair that long, you deserve to be pulled down. I'll be honest with you.
Lads, come on. Let's call a spade here. We're all football men here. This is a fucking... It was checked for a fucking red card, and we didn't even get a free out.
You can't give a free out. The ball wasn't in play. It was never going to be a free
out. It was. It happened. That incident happened when the corner was taken.
No, it wasn't. It was just before he kicked the ball.
No, it wasn't. The ball was kicked. I double-checked it. The ball was kicked. The ball was in play. This happened.
It doesn't show it on this. Where's the still image of the ball being in play?
I can't. Copyright infringement, lads. We're already fucking barred from YouTube half the time. So, lads, can someone explain to me how this was not?
Because of your home videos, your OnlyFans.
No, lads, come on, let's go. How was this not a free kick out?
No, look, it was a red card, but the infringement started before the ball came into play, from what I saw.
It didn't.
So it should have been a red card for Romero, but the corner should have been retaken.
Right, well then that corner would have been retaken, and I don't think the same outcome would have happened because Romero wouldn't have been on the pitch, and other players would have had to take up different positions. Either way.
Yeah, but
either way, look, one incident like that. Sorry. What?
There's no point saying like that wouldn't have happened. It should have been a red card, yes, but it still would have had the corner. It still wasn't defended properly.
I know it's happened, like, but I'm just trying to argue that it shouldn't.
Koulibaly refused to pick up.
It shouldn't have happened.
Who's Koulibaly marking on that picture?
Harry Kane, right there to the right.
He's miles away from him. Are you saying that's touch tight?
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not. Like, lads, it's a picture. It's a still picture. Another thing. This fucking prick, this baldy prick over the side here, Anthony, whatever his fucking face is. Is there a reason that he can't see that?
Maybe he's jealous of because he has so much hair and he's saying like, "Oh, pull that hair off, bastard."
He's hoping the hair comes off and he can use it as a wig. It's fucking disgusting behavior, lads. Lads, I don't know about the rest of you. Couple of comments in. Sorry, I know it's someone abusing me.
We have Graham. Keeper can't dive
because
of Richard. Because of Richarlison. And it was definitely a foul in the build-up.
Thanks, Lawler.
Yeah.
Lawler actually backing me up for once.
I agree with you. Should have been this. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. That's class, Lawler.
He's looking to go back in on the pod. He doesn't believe it.
Lawler, keep going like that and you're in. Lads, I'm not finished on Chelsea. Because although that was a farce and the result didn't go Chelsea's way because obviously we should have gotten the win. What a game of passion. Like, that is what a derby is all about. And this sums it up here. Oh, yes. This is when Spurs scored. And Tuchel actually wasn't running over to start a fight with Conte. He was running over to the fourth official. And Conte actually happened to be going that way. And the two of them just fucking ended up squaring up to each other in the end. But that's just pure passion from two managers. And I don't see anything wrong with that.
I agree with what you see what Jamie Carragher tweeted last night.
That was so
funny. Lads, are talking. I can't hear. Someone talk.
Go on, Paddy.
No, it's just Tuchel.
When that happens, lads, one of you is just going to have to stop talking. Like,
you just talked over him again, Cuddy.
I know, because I have to get my point across. Go on.
Yeah, Collie, will you stop talking over me? If
I'm
talking,
God,
this is great for the viewers. Okay.
Go on, Paddy, give me your point.
No, I was just saying it was funny when he was flexing the muscles in the post-match interview.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was very good. Sorry, Paddy, we won't talk anymore.
You're okay, Paddy. Connor, what do you think about this whole little... We're going to take it instant by instant. So this is obviously after Spurs scored the goal and kind of Tuchel's running towards fourth official.
It was all fucking brilliant. And Tuchel running in the line after that goal, and then Conte giving it loads of the equaliser, and then obviously the handshake. Like, obviously, I know they're getting suspended and fined for it, but Jamie Carragher tweeted last night that this is what people want more of. They don't want less of it. Like, you shouldn't be getting punished for... Not a lot happened. There wasn't like there was digs thrown. There wasn't like nothing was really said. It was two lads who were in the height of it in a derby who were ecstatic and upset for different reasons. It was fucking brilliant. Like,
it's class, yeah, it is class, and it was something that derbies had lost. In fairness, Chelsea and Spurs are usually always little kind of scummy little fucking derbies anyway. But the ending where you can see in this picture, for anyone that's on Spotify, this doesn't make sense to you, but it's Tuchel basically saying, "Look me in the fucking eyes when you shake my hand." Now I have to admit, I watched it back a couple of times, and Tuchel made no effort to even look into his eyes, but he pulled them back and goes, "Look into my eyes," and it was like he was going, "I'm the captain of this ship."
I seen a post earlier on with Tuchel shaking Sean Dyche's hand and not looking him in the eyes, but he said nothing to him then because he would have battered him.
Yeah. Sean Dyche would kill him. That's why. Yeah. But now, lads, it is quality to see that we actually have a bit of passion back in these type of games. Look, in fairness to the ref, he did actually let a couple of tackles go. The two that he let go just happened to fucking go to bleeding goals, which cost Chelsea big time. But I wouldn't take it away. I'm happy to see what happened there. I don't have a picture, lads, but obviously when Chelsea equalised, Tuchel running down the sideline past them is absolutely like stuff of dreams. And Conte put out a tweet there yesterday. Oh, it was on his Instagram.
Yes.
It was on his Instagram. And he says, it's lucky I didn't see it because it would have been nice to kind of make you fall. Like, so basically just said, if I had a fucking seen you, I would have tripped you up. Like, so that went out on his personal Instagram page. So I thought that was brilliant.
Question for you is, after the match, Graham Souness, what he said in front of your one about it being a man's game, and we're sitting beside him. Now he's completely come out and talk sport. And even the lads in TalkSport said, "Look, I don't care. I'm not apologising for it. Why should I have to apologise? I was just saying there was a group of men there playing." And but what are your thoughts on it? To us,
he's right. I think it was taken out of context when you look at it back. I was watching it live as he said it, and actually when he said it, because I knew your woman was sitting there beside him, I was kind of went, "Oh Jesus!" I was like, "That's a bit could be that she could get offended by this." But as soon as he said it, I instantly understood what he meant. Basically saying that we used to have a game where people were diving all over the place, and now we're actually having a few tackles because the referee is letting tackles go. Yeah, that's all he meant. Kind of, I don't know if you thought different.
Yeah, no, it was the same. I think the one that annoyed him was because he probably definitely got a word in his ear after he said it, being like, relax it down. But the fact that he said it again 15 minutes later, just to reinforce, I think was the one that people were annoyed with. He could have just let the second one go and it would have been fine. But because he wanted to slide back in. Is that Ronaldo there on the right?
That's Ronaldo, yeah. He's wearing the Chelsea kit. I don't know what's next. We'll keep that one for a minute. Yeah, lads. Overall thoughts of the whole game and the situation. I'm gonna just sum it up for myself. I thought it was a game dominated by Chelsea. I thought the refereeing decisions obviously cost us, but the passion was outrageous, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So, yeah, overall happy with the game. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, no, watched the game live as it was going on, and I thought the same thing. I was surprised with Chelsea and how they came out. Surprised with how well the back three played and kind of shut down, as we talked about, the dangerous front three that Spurs have now with Kulusevski, Son, and Kane. Nullified them. Like, I know we were speaking during the game, nullified them for pretty much the whole thing, to be honest. Yeah. So yeah, impressed with Chelsea and the way they came out. Yeah, there was a couple of stupid refereeing decisions on it as well, but I think, as you said, if that's what sets the precedent going forward for the rest of the season, where more of these tackles will be let go, I'm sure it's going to come back around, swings around about where you'll get something that probably would have been on the previous season, but it's not going to be brought back now. And I've seen it across the league. I watched a good few games this weekend. There's a lot more tackles going in, and it's fucking brilliant to see.
It's great.
Being allowed, I suppose, not just going in, but being fucking playing on with, you know?
Yeah. It's really good to see. Paddy, what's your thoughts on it?
I think it's a big indication of how far Tottenham have come as a club under Conte. I think great signing, getting him as a manager in, and I think he's going to do great things at Tottenham. They're 2 League Cups in the last 30 years or something like that they've won. I think he's going to win a couple of trophies over the next couple of years. But Chelsea, writing them off a little bit from last week, you know, they needed signings, they needed a striker. They played very well. They scored 2 good goals. The new centre-back, what a signing. What a signing. What a goal. Like, the way he took that volley was unreal. Like, like one of the best strikers in the world wouldn't hit it, but it's good form. But yeah, great game, great derby, and yeah, good to have the football back.
Good stuff, lads. Good stuff. Right, we're going to move on to the next game. We're going on to Liverpool, and we're going to save the best for last. Connor, obviously, you didn't get the result you wanted, but I think starting off, because I've got the pictures up here, we're gonna talk about this incident. Look, he was getting wound up the whole game, and obviously having that Uruguayan blood in him and his South American nature, he reacted like an absolute gobshite and fucking headbutts him. What's your thoughts on what happened here?
So obviously, when you couldn't see it live because the camera panned to Guaita getting the ball for a goal kick, but you knew how quickly Paul Tierney took the red card out that there was no doubt about it in anyone's mind what had happened. You look back, he's given them 2 goals at the headbutt, and that's the reason why Anderson reacts in the first place, is because he gets a little one when the cross comes in. But I watched the afters with Neville and Carragher last night, and even the fact that he calls the referee over to have a look to then headbutt him. I know I would have got caught with VAR now at this stage, but don't call the referee over and then nut your man while he's staring at you. At least let VAR catch you in the background.
Yeah.
And I think that's what. I know obviously straight away Klopp wasn't happy. I think he wasn't happy because of how obvious he made it. If he had got caught on the slide doing it, is a little bit, you can defend it until you go in and watch it. But everyone on the ground fucking saw it. Do you know, it was
blatant.
It was blatant. It was, Anderson had him rattled, and I was saying it yesterday. It is the very first tackle he put in. He left it in late. Again, it was a foul that probably would have been given last year, but wasn't given this year, when he came through the back of Nunes, put him on the deck, and that was in the 3rd or 4th minute, he was absolutely rattled by him, and everything else came off of him. I thought he created a lot of chances, and I kind of agree with what Carragher said. Liverpool probably would have went on to win the game with 11 men, not just for him, but to have 11 men on the pitch. But it's
how long into the game did that happen?
54 minutes, 53 minutes.
Yeah, would have been around that.
They were 1-0 down at the time, so.
We were saying it, Connor, talking, just sticking on Nunes. He loves a scuff, doesn't he? He he loves a scuff. Like, he's more scuffs than a fucking woman's car. Like, it's absolutely outrageous. Like,
but
no, he does love a missed kick. Like, and the only way he gets away with it is because he creates and he gets himself into the positions where he has so many chances that you kind of forget about them little scuffs. Like, but if there is only chances and he's doing it, he's gonna put himself under a lot of pressure. Like,
I think that's what we were saying last week. I said he's never going to be a 30 goal a season goal scorer, but he's going to pick up 13 or 14 of those chances. Like 50 seconds into the game, he caused them absolute headaches with an Alexander-Arnold ball from deep that Liverpool never would have done before, and the goalkeeper parries it, and Harvey Elliott puts the ball just over the crossbar. So he does cause a different issue, but if he's going to get rattled, like I know Neville said it last night, but if he goes and plays against Everton, Connor Cody's going to do it to him. If he goes and plays against West Ham, Dawson's going to do it to him. They're all the
worst thing. That's the worst thing he could have done.
English centre halves, whatever about the continental ones, but the English centre halves are just going to roll you up, and that's
100%.
That's over your head now for the rest of the season, at least. You know, it's like,
and the refs are going to be watching it as well for that little bit of kind of leaving a bit in, like, you know.
Absolutely, but like you look at his first game potentially that he'd be back for. He's obviously going to he got a 3-game suspension. It's a Merseyside derby in Goodison. Can he be trusted? I don't think he can. You know, so like you're already missing Bobby Firmino through injury, Jota through injury. You've lost Mane through the transfer window. You've lost Origi through the transfer window, and then your man's suspended.
Thiago's injured.
Well, I was more talking about like the forward options to play against.
Okay.
To play against United next week, and even into that Merseyside derby where you can't really just drop him in there, because if he gets sent off in 10 minutes in Goodison in a Merseyside derby where he's going to get lumped around, you're bollocks.
Yeah, you're fucked. Paddy, coming to you there on the Liverpool game, what's your thoughts on Salah? Like, didn't really, like, had a few chances there yesterday, but didn't really. I don't know. I didn't think he kind of stamped his name on the game as much.
Hit the ground running this season. Got his new contract.
Goal and assist last week. Just wanted to put that in there.
Bit of a hangover from the Champions League final, maybe, and I don't know, being made a bit of a fool of after it by the Real Madrid team while he was coming off. Great player. He's going to score a lot of goals this season. I think Nunez, which we're saying about him, I suppose being a liability, I think not only will he learn from this, I think Klopp's a smart enough manager to start working on the referees in terms of letting
Playing
them
games with
know
them.
the defenders are going to be pressuring him here. So, protect them.
Yeah.
So and he will be protected, I think. Stupid mistake. He's young, but I can't see him getting another red for the season now.
Do you know that's the first red card that Liverpool have gotten for violent conduct since Klopp took over?
Wow.
I thought that was a good record.
Before he took over, they had the most in the league for 3 seasons running.
That's mad. They racket discipline, but now they don't. Now they have very good discipline. Lads, Connor, before we move on, is there anything else you wanted to cover on the Liverpool game? Any kind of things that stood out?
Obviously, the result was disappointing, but I thought the reaction from the 10 men 1-0 down with 35 minutes left on the clock was outstanding. Luis Diaz came into his own. I thought he was
very good
over the whole weekend. He took the game himself. Obviously, the goal he scored as well. Yeah, it was Poxy defending, but he still forward them to put the ball on top in the far corner.
When I looked at that scene in the chat, I put up and I was like, for fuck's sake, keeper. And then I looked at it again. I was like, keeper wasn't getting near that. Yeah, it was pretty good. Like,
it was a great reaction on the back of it, but let down by one of their teammates. I do think they would have went on to win the game. Nat Phillips was dreadful. I don't think he'll see football again this season unless he has to. He had 3 things to do and he was caught out 3 times. So it's not great. One of them led to a goal. So if Joe Gomez can stay fit and we get Kanate and Matip back in as well, I can't see Nate Phillips played again, to be honest. But I'm not happy with the way they came back afterwards. It's 2 draws in 2 games. They haven't won a game. It's the first time in 12 years that they haven't won one of their first 2 games this season.
And looking at these 2 performances, obviously you're going to see an improvement. But do you think they'll be as good as they have? Do you think they'll accumulate the points they have been able to in the last couple of seasons? And if not, there's no stopping City, really, is there? Because
it's a good question, I think, to ask now at this stage. I know, like, it's only 2 games in, but it is like you're getting a sense of what the team may look like. And
like, it's not so much I'm saying that they're not capable of getting a high points tally, but the points tallies they have been getting have been ridiculous, like 90 and above.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, will they get that this season? Looking at those first 2 games after losing Mane, I can't see.
That's what I was saying from even we went back before the season started. City have gotten stronger. Have Liverpool gotten stronger? I don't think they have. I think they've maybe maintained the status quo, but they're not developing the same way as City is. I still think they will put together a huge points tally, but I think City's point tally from last year will probably go up, and Liverpool's definitely won't. So I can see that gap. I can still see Liverpool, as I said, being one of the top 3 teams, if not one of the top 2 teams, but it's very hard to see now, especially dropping 4 points in your first 2 games, it going down to 1 point going into the last game of the season, going into the last 15 minutes of the season. Doesn't look like it's something feasible for any team at the moment.
Like, I was looking at the Man City game the weekend, and not only did Haaland not score, which like, okay, fair enough, they still scored 4, but he was pulling defenders away. So the other world-class players had even more space than they did last season. And it was too easy for them, way too easy.
They're putting teams to the sword. That's 6 goals already. They haven't conceded. They didn't concede in the first game. They didn't concede in that one. So 6 goals, 2 games. Again, a similar start to what Liverpool had. 2 teams that they were expecting to beat, but one of them did and the other one didn't. So there's the differences,
Yeah, and the big thing is, like, when you look at all the games at the start of the season, like, so say Chelsea, Arsenal, like all the top 6 really. There's not many games other than Chelsea and Spurs. There's not many games where you would have looked at them first 2 games and said, right, it should be 6 points for all them top 6 teams. Like, there's no other than Chelsea and Spurs, just because they had to play each other. And then obviously we're looking at Liverpool and United this week, but Arsenal have done it. City have done it. United have failed miserably at it. Let's be honest, Liverpool probably should have taken at least. Look, it should have been 6 points. Let's be honest, 6 points should be 6 points. So 4 points dropped there. Not necessarily 2 difficult games. Again, we always talk about kind of when you come up against a newly promoted team, they always have that kind of bit of fucking excitement for their first game. So you kind of expect maybe a bit of a shock result at the start, but it's a bit worrying for the likes of Liverpool, who have dropped 4 points so far, considering how good City are. Arsenal, again, we talk about them every season. I know they had a shit start last year. They really kind of turned it around and then obviously fell away at the end, but they look very good with Jesus there as well. So they could be a big threat this year. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think they're going to be threatening fucking City, but I think they might be threatening that top 4 spot. And I made a bold statement and I made a bold decision to say that Liverpool, I think we're finishing 4th. And Judd, I know it's early doors, but going off what I'm after seeing, I'm happy with that I've said 4th, because I don't know whether...
Sorry, go on ahead. Sorry.
No, go on. I just don't know whether they're good enough to really challenge the way they were the last 2 or 3 seasons.
I don't know. Like, I know obviously it's a nothing game, but the way they approached the Community Shield was completely different to how they approached the Fulham game at the start of the season. Now, it's a throwaway game. Anything could have happened from the City point of view, but they approached it with tempo. They didn't approach Fulham. And I think last night, they went 1-0 down. They have done in every game for the past 7 games, I think, and they've won 5 of them. But I think if you don't go down to 10 men, it's a win, and it's 4 points from 6, and we're looking at 2 points off City. It's not the end of the world. So, it is down to individual stupidity. I think last night's result really it sits at his doorstep from the 2nd or 3rd minute when he got a kicking to his head being gone from the game. We might as well have been playing with 10 men after that anyway, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Do you think we could see the 3 London clubs and City in the top 4 spots?
No, I do think Liverpool will make it in there.
Palace, Brentford.
Fulham. I do think Liverpool will make it in there. It's always that fear with Arsenal that like one injury could take the whole thing out. Again, it's actually probably like that for Chelsea as well. That N'Golo Kante injury now for me is very worrying. Conor Gallagher came on. Look, Conor Gallagher's grand. He's a good player. Is he to Chelsea standard? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he looked very good at Palace, but he's a different type
in the game, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, every time he got the ball, he was dying to score. I'm just worried about Chelsea's midfield now, and which I wasn't because Kovacic still hasn't come back yet, and Kovacic is a massive player for Chelsea in midfield. Lads, what do you know? What I'm going to move it on to the best of the end. We're going to talk about Manchester United because
I'm just going to hide this.
You were on the beer last week and you were depressed after that game. Can you tell me what you were thinking or what you were feeling 36 minutes into the game against Brentford, and you're 4-0 down?
I was actually at a wedding and I had a stream on my phone. I was watching it, and there was 2 Liverpool supporters sitting beside me. so
just what you want.
So as soon as the 4th goal went in, I just turned the phone off.
Turned off after 4. Fair play to you.
Yeah, no, I lost. Yeah, I did. I was drinking, so it was all right. Yeah, it's not just the result. Fine, yeah, it was absolutely terrible, but it's just the whole circus around Manchester United now.
Don't
leak upon leak upon leak upon leak coming out of signings about what's going on the training ground. Ronaldo wants to go. We need a stadium rebuild, and I seen a photo today of 2 lads up on a hoist painting it red with a bit of emulsion on the outside. And we need a stadium rebuild. Like it's just pathetic.
Paddy, can I interrupt you there before you jump off that topic, because I want to just get this out in the open, right? I'm listening to Gary Neville every time, and this is just now. Just hear me out for a sec, right?
Yeah.
Every time there's a massive dip in Manchester United's performances, it always turns back to the owners. Now I know you've been saying, "Oh no, we're protesting for years and want to get the owners out." We understand you want to get the owners out, but it's just the quick fucking solution is to blame the owners. You're talking about
right.
So I'm gonna just talk about the right. Gary Neville interview or whatever comments he said. So he goes, we have an owner who last week took 24 million out for himself or whatever that was. The stadium's falling apart. he said we haven't appointed a sporting director, and I think he may have said one or two things, small minor things. Not one of them things affects the grass on that pitch, right? So you haven't.
Tell you,
go on.
What he means, and I'm going to answer all your questions.
No, so I just want to say that I'm sick of listening to Manchester United fans always go back to blaming the owners and having this same bullshit.
Fault. And I'll tell you why. It's not. Listen, please listen.
Go on.
Right, any business in the world, any business, they've spent 1 billion on players. Okay, I could have any company and I could buy 1.2 billion in assets, but if I don't know how to control and use those assets effectively, the company will fail. So they've spent 1.2 million on individuals rather than having an actual strategy for the club and buying players to fit a position, some tactics that the manager wants. They've had no direction in the club, and that's because they had your man Ed Woodward buying the players, and they were happy to get players that had big followings on Facebook and could make them loads of money that way. Marketability. That's what they're all about. And
Paddy,
what was happening on the pitch, they didn't really care about. And that makes perfect sense. I didn't get it because last season I remember I was on this podcast and I listened and I talked and I said, the Glazers aren't that bad. They spent loads of money. But
until it doesn't suit you.
No, but if you look at it, they didn't buy correctly. They haven't run the club correctly.
That's just a bad signing. I mean, you could have got Pogba and he could have been a world beater, which what he was over in Juventus. And who was to know that he was a fucking absolute cancer? Because
there was no system to fit into.
They were going to build a team around him. They could have easily done it,
but they didn't, because there wasn't a manager there to build a team around them. Sorry,
one thing there. You're saying you got Ed Woodward, who you were screaming for ages to get rid of, because obviously no United fan was happy with him. He's got rid of him. And I said it before and I say it again. He's went for fucking Arnautovic. He's went for Arnautovic straight after. You got rid of him. Like, what's the thought process there? And then you bottled it and pulled out because there was absolute fucking uproar about going for Arnautovic, which there very well should have been, because 8 million from Marco Arnautovic is not what Manchester United fans want to see. And that's just the fucking sad reality of it.
Maybe the sad reality is that's the level of player that they know they're the only ones that'll sign for them at the moment, because it's poison. The team is like, if I was looking at them as a player and thinking to myself, like, everybody that's went in there now, their performances they were good. Like Sancho, look at Sancho as an example, one of the best players in the Bundesliga, comes in there and he can't even beat a player anymore.
So that's nothing to
do with the Glazers. That's nothing to do with but hold on. Again, that comes down to him being put into a team and a setup that has no structure whatsoever. Like, if you look at the best clubs, the reason they have sporting directors and stuff like that is because there's a certain way. Look at Bayern Munich. There's a certain way the team plays. A coach comes in and coaches the players, coaches the team, but they have a certain base of the way the team plays, the type of player that plays in those positions, and they have, like, they do lots of studying, they do lots of analysis on buying these specific type of players.
But it has to be just the manager's tactics. Like, this whole thing of, like, going back to fucking not having a structure. The structure comes from the manager.
You think Chelsea? You think Tuchel doesn't have, like, a big team behind him analysing the types of players he's
100%. But he's brought all them players in with him. And look, now he hasn't brought everyone with him. There has been players that are management or whatever that's still there. But anything he's required, he's brought in with him. He has a good team there.
Hold on.
And he knows they all know what he wants.
Chelsea as well. Will you stop? He brought in his backroom staff. But you think there's not the scouting department and the sporting directors in there that are helping? Exactly.
It doesn't take a scouting department to sign
a well-run club. Look, you're just fishing now. You know what I'm saying.
No, I'm not.
Chelsea, you are. Chelsea is a well-run club. Liverpool's a well-run club. It wasn't for years. It wasn't for 30 years. Man City is a well-run club. Manchester United, for the last 10 years, has not been a well-run club. And that's simply what he's saying. And that comes down to the owners, because the
Glazers have been there for more than 10 years, Paddy.
Yeah, no, and Ferguson and Gill papered over the cracks before they left.
So it comes down to the management. The management can paper over the cracks. You're winning titles.
No, it couldn't any longer. But Ferguson, why do you think Ferguson left as well? Did you see that team he won the league with?
He won the league with.
Did you see the team he won the league with? I can guarantee you a couple more years and he would have had the exact same problems.
Oh, well, he would have. But Fergie was an absolute king.
He would have had more power. to make changes.
Yeah, well, he's a king of bringing in young players and mixing them with older players. That's why Scholes always hung around with Giggs, didn't retire till a very late age. And he always had that kind of blooding in the new players with the older experienced players.
That was a different time. That was a different.
No, hold on, Paddy. Right, you're telling me, right?
No. When Klopp first came in, he had to build a team, and now his team is like that, where he can nearly fit anybody in, and they'll look good, they'll play good, the team will play well.
So Klopp is a good manager,
and that's because they have the structure in place now at the club. No, and that's because of the new owners as well. Because FSG came in at Liverpool, they set up a whole scouting department, the fucking football directors and all in the background. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hold on, right, Paddy.
You say the owners have nothing to do with it.
It's not that they've nothing to do with it, but in terms of
how much then?
Can I finish? Can I answer one question at a time, please?
What's my question?
So you're saying you're telling me that the owners have nothing to do with it?
What?
Is that what you're asking me?
No, I said asked you, do you think the owners have something to do with it? And you said yeah, and I said, well, how much then? How much do they have to do with it?
No, so you said you think they have nothing to do with it. So I'm saying it's not that they have nothing to do with it. That's what you said, no?
No.
Right, so the owners have something to do with it, but not to the extent where United fans are blaming them. It's over the top, and it's outrageous that every single time there's a dip of form, straight back to that. Listen, Paddy. Paddy, listen to me. Alex Ferguson, right? What would he have done with Marcus Rashford, Martial, Sancho, Greenwood? I can fucking guarantee you Greenwood would be fucking jail.
They'd probably be playing better for him. They'd probably be playing better for him.
Oh, 100% they'd be playing better for him because he's a better manager and he commands the respect. Everything you've had there, manager-wise, has been fucking shocking up until that.
Well, hold on. We tried to blame the manager when Mourinho was there and you weren't having any of it.
Because it wasn't Mourinho's fault.
It's not the manager.
That wasn't Mourinho's fault.
Then whose fault was it?
The players. But what I'm saying is the managers are not getting the best out of the players because of the
had been there. He could have made the players work. The same basic players are there. The same basic players have been there when Mourinho and all the way through the last 10 years. So don't give me that shit now.
But Mourinho came out and said that.
Let's say Mourinho's still at the club. Is it still the manager's fault?
Yeah.
No, it's
if
not.
He hasn't changed the players.
Mourinho's fault at the time.
If he hasn't changed the players and he hasn't changed the system and it doesn't work the way he wants it, the manager goes.
He was there. So that your argument actually now your argument is bullshit because.
But it's not because if you're there for long enough.
Mourinho was there.
You keep talking over me, Paddy. I can't get anything in. I'm trying to explain what I'm talking about.
We're having an argument here.
No, but like what I'm saying is you're saying like you're bringing it back to the manager, and I'm saying like the manager doesn't whatever. Like I've contradicted myself, you think. But what I'm saying is the manager has long enough to change his whole system and to change the players. Like, do you know what I mean? Like you have signed so many players within this that like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had what 3 years? 3 years there.
Yeah.
And then he got sacked because he couldn't do it with the players he had.
But he did.
What did Mourinho have 2 years and then got sacked?
He did do something, and then Mourinho done something as well. He won 3 trophies, well, 2 proper trophies, and then the next season they had a bad run and he got sacked. No, I think he should have been given a bit more time.
100%. But why are we going back to the owners? If there's proof that
trophies can be won, he shouldn't have been sacked. Maybe, yeah.
No, 100% shouldn't have been sacked.
Yeah, so that comes down to the owners again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think going back to the owners, blame the owners over everything is the way forward for United. What I'm saying is you've had plenty coming up there.
I'm not saying the manager has no responsibility in what happens at the club. Absolutely not. But
the players, the manager.
Shit rolls downhill. And if the decisions are bad at the top, it's going to be bad at the bottom.
But I think the players and the managers have to take all the responsibility. Fucking nothing to do with the owners. No, sorry, not saying nothing to do with the owners. But it's 90% players manager.
It's not. Not after this amount of time. It's not.
I could easily say it's 100% the players.
It's not.
And it wouldn't be too far away from the truth.
100% the players.
I could say that. I'm not saying it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could say that, and it won't be 100% away from the truth. But what I'm saying is, it's the manager and the players that go out onto the pitch, that play the game. That you're talking about having a structure and a system. That manager will create that structure and system, and that's what you think is getting with Ten Hag. Like that's what he's supposed to be there to do.
We're hoping, yeah.
But like Ollie tried to do it as well. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying the players are really have to take responsibility, and I don't think they are. And I think the likes of Ferguson.
Sorry, yeah.
Go on. I just think that Ferguson has a stronger character, would have got more out of them players that are there. Hence why he won the league with that absolutely shocking
team. We've had some of the best managers in the world since Ferguson, and they couldn't do it.
David Moyes.
So I can guarantee you, Tuchel would have came in, or Conte even would have came in.
Conte would have.
No, probably. Look, Mourinho came in. He got a reaction, and then it fucking went bad again. Why is this keep happening? It can't be just the manager and the players all the time. Like I know, like you're being very stubborn now in terms of. I'm not saying it's all the owner's fault. I'm not on that bandwagon, but I do think new owners are needed because I do think they're managing the club, mismanaging the club.
Well, I think new owners are more needed to get it out of the system because, as far as I'm concerned, it's just eating Manchester. Do you know what the most embarrassing thing about the weekend was? Wasn't the owners. It was the performances on the pitch and it was the fans' reaction after. That's the most embarrassing thing about that United performance. Nothing to do with the owners.
Yeah. But the owners caused the bad feeling around the club, everything in the club. They did. They've mismanaged the club. They've mismanaged the club.
Redknapp said it perfectly. That the players on the pitch aren't going, oh, I wonder what fucking Malcolm Glazier's doing there tomorrow.
That's nothing to do with it. That's so narrow-minded. Like expand your thought process, really, because it really is. You're more intelligent than that, but you're not talking.
I don't think it's what's really required. But Connor, give us what's your thoughts on the overall thing? Because it's been me and Paddy kind of shouting at each other over the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, I hate when mum and dad fight. What summed it up to me was you go 1-0 down against Brentford away from home after whatever it was, 16 minutes from an outrageous error. Fine, not fine, but you can get on with it. And then 4 minutes later, you have your centre half take a goal kick to the goalkeeper to try to play out short. Like, if you're saying that the team isn't good enough, why is that your thing that you do when you're 1-0 down away from home after an outrageous error and you're under the cosh? You get everyone together, you push up the pitch, and you fucking ping the ball. Like, again, this has to come back to if that's the way the manager are forcing players to play, knowing he hasn't got the ability in that team. What's the fucking point? You can't play from the back.
The manager came out and said he didn't want them to play like that.
Okay, well then it's the player's fault. Why is Harry Maguire taking a goal kick?
They're fucking. I don't know. No idea. Well, Harry Maguire.
Like it's everyone's as confused as the next person about what's actually going on there.
It's the worst goal I've ever seen in the Premiership. And like mistakes are fine, but the fact that it was a planned mistake, they went out and intentionally went. De Gea moved away. Maguire took the ball and passed it to him. It was like a planned mistake. It was a premeditated mistake. It was a setup like to fail. I couldn't believe it when I watched it. It was
like they said, we're doing this regardless of what way Brentford are set up. Brentford could have had 7 people standing there and they still would have tried that. It was like they had no other way to go about it rather than just launching it up the pitch.
I just think as soon as the first goal went in, I just think their confidence has gone to shit. And it all stems from last season. But
as a goalkeeper, if I made that mistake, the last thing I want to do is have the ball at my feet in the 6-yard box being pressured. I'm saying, nah, you can fuck off. I'm getting this thing as far away from me until I settle my nerves. I don't want to have to pass the ball 12 yards to a fella facing his own goal or a fella up his hole. So it was just, I saw that and I think that was the moment when Ronaldo switched off basically. The forwards switched off. There was the complete lack of intensity fell for the rest of the game. I think it's just because they looked back and they saw the shambles of a back 4 or 5 from your midfielder dropping in. And I just couldn't believe that goal.
Paddy, do you want to read the comment out there and you can make a comment on it yourself if you like?
This is great. United are shy. Owners of the state had his out his depth. And
that's in from Stephen Whelan.
Yeah, he's another narrow-minded idiot like yourself.
And also your man Martinez, who they signed, who's the next biggest thing, and he's fucking next big thing. He's the smallest fella I've ever seen in my life. Just wooden headers, like
looking at. Try to be serious,
lads. We do need to move this podcast along.
One last question, right?
Yeah,
looking at if you're say working for United, looking at what the managers they've had in for the last 10 years, including Mourinho, Van Gaal, two world-class managers. What would you change at the club now to try and stabilize it, make things better? Is it another new manager? Like these players finished second a couple of years ago. Just remember, you keep blaming the players, but these players finished second a couple of years ago.
I would change the players. And if you're saying that the players don't need to be changed, then it's the manager system.
No, but it's changed every single player in the whole squad.
Well, there's the likes of Harry Maguire there. There's a few people you keep like Bruno Fernandes. Actually, I had a thing there where Gabriel Bonlahor made a comment about Bruno Fernandes. I know he's a donut, he is, but he did make, this is the first time I've ever kind of believed him. He said if that was Paul Pogba putting in the same performances, he'd be torn to shreds. But for some reason, Fernandes seems to get away with it every week.
Yeah, he's been getting away with playing bad for a season.
Since Ronaldo, I think, has been in there.
Yeah.
But you're asking me what I would change. To be honest with you, there has to be another tactic. Like it's tactics. There's no other way about it. You're saying the players that finished second last year are still there. It has to be the system that's played then.
There's too many luxury players in that squad. Ronaldo's a luxury player. Sancho's a luxury player. Martial's a luxury player. Fred, McTominay, Maguire. There's no workhorses in that team. You get away with, like, United, Berbatov was a luxury player who did fuck all but scored goals because you had Ji-Sung, Park, Wayne Rooney, people around them who are going to work like dogs to win the ball.
Yeah, it's a good point.
They haven't got a workhorse in the squad, really.
So that's down to recruitment.
Yeah. I think they're missing 5 players like that in a team that can carry those players, like Fernandes, like Ronaldo, Sancho, if you want to play him, whatever it might be. But
so that's down to recruitment, and recruitment has been done above the manager's head. Sorry.
Well, why do you want Martinez? He's a luxury player. He's a luxury centre half. He's a ball playing centre half. He's not a defender. He wanted him now. He came from my.
You have signed Ronaldo. You were screaming for Ronaldo. He's got him. You signed Varane. Don't say Varane wasn't a good. Wasn't potentially a great signing. He was a great signing. And then all these other
you were
players
saying all last season about Ronaldo, saying that maybe it's like, has he been the problem? And I said, well, no, he couldn't be. He couldn't be. And then pre-season, I was watching them and they were playing like half decent. And it's since he came back, they're just fucking something to do with their confidence or something like that. Like such a player like that's not happy. And I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Nobody has the answers.
The problem I think with Ronaldo is that he wants to be the number one, and like that's why I think Fernandes kind of falls into the shadows as soon as Ronaldo starts kind of coming onto the pitch. So that's why I think Ronaldo may have been. Sorry, I put that down pretty. Steve Millen, the work rate needs to change. Need to play for each other. Press as a team. This is true. Connor, I think that's a great point. Actually, you're saying there about the way that you don't really have that workhorse. Like look at Chelsea, even N'Golo Kante would have done it. Jorginho, I know he's not a workhorse, but he does that sloppy kind of making the tackles at the important times and moving the ball along. But lads, look, we could talk about this for fucking hours. I'm sure we'll be back talking about United next week when Liverpool spanked them 4-0. So we're gonna move off this for the time being. We're gonna move on to the next thing, which is the fantasy football, lads. We're going to have a quick look at all of our teams, see what points we got, and then we'll have a quick update on the league table. This ran over a little bit longer than we thought. So,
Paddy, you and Paddy shouting at each other, shouting shite.
Has to be done, It's all love. Me and Paddy love each other. Lads, let's start off on my team there. So get your teams ready to be brought up. So I'll zoom right in so anybody watching can see it. So, lads, I had a good enough week, 64 points. Again, the average was 57 this week. So another week above average, which is a win. I had Ramsdale in goal. Didn't really do much, 1 point. I had Justin, who got 3 points. Alexander-Arnold, 3 points. Cash. Van Dijk, again, I was contemplating taking him out. 2 points. And then I got 7 for Bourne, which was good. Bailey, he didn't even start, came on late. Dog shit. Kevin De Bruyne, 14 points. Again, Connor, me and you have him, and not a lot of people had him in. So we're gaining points on that. What was that, Paddy?
Great goal he scored.
Oh, yeah. What a fucking finish that was. Absolute cracker. Mo Salah, again, like Paddy was saying earlier, didn't really do much this week. Don't know whether... I think it's too early to contemplate taking him out. Jesus with 2 goals, wasn't it? The first goal, absolute belter. Went with Haaland as captain, and then obviously I had the dog shit on the bench who got nothing between them. So overall, 64. Lads, I do have my subs done. Would you like to have a look at them before we move on?
Yeah, go on. You might as well.
Sure, why not? So this is now my team. So I've got Ramsdale in goal still. Justin's still there. Alexander-Arnold's still there. I've brought Kyle Walker in. A little bit of a ropey one because I don't know whether he's going to start or not. But he's played the last 2 games, so I'm going to bring him in. Hope that Pep Roulette doesn't kick in. I've got Matty Cash there as well, just because Bourne is playing against Manchester City, so he's a doubt, but we'll see what happens there. I've brought in De Silva, lads, very cheap, 4.6 million. So he's a good kind of shit player, but he's actually quite good. He's actually one of Brentford's better players. So I've brought him in for 4.6 million. I've brought in Martinelli as well. He started off at 6, he's at 6.2. So the three lads I brought in were Walker, Martinelli, and De Silva. Still have De Bruyne, Salah, Jesus, and Haaland there as well. So I'm not sure about the captaincy. May change that later on in the week. So yeah, that's it, lads. That's me subs and all done. So someone pop up their screen and we will have a look at their teams. Paddy's
Okay.
up.
71 points, so decent week.
Jesus.
Ederson 6, Cancelo 11, Alexander-Arnold 3, Gabriel 1, which was unfortunate. I was raging I didn't play James because he got 7. Diaz 9, Sancho 1, Rashford 1. I actually got rid of I think it was Sancho, but I'm gonna get rid of all the United players because they're shit.
So everything we just argued about was just bullshit.
Grealish. Don't start me again. How was it bullshit?
No, I'm not. That was a
See, we told you the players were at fault.
Jesus, 38 points. What a machine. Nunes, scumbag. Yeah, but a couple of
points on the bench.
Oh, you had Perisic as well, did you?
And James.
Yeah. So still 71. Decent. Good week.
Yeah, good week.
Good week, all right, Paddy. Connor, do you want to pop yours up?
Yeah, I'm coming.
I'm gonna come. Right, there we have it. Connor with his portrait screen, by the way, for anyone watching.
Yeah, it looks better that way because you get the whole team in. 55 points only this week. I think my captaincy let me down, but we'll bounce into it. Hugo Lloris in goal, obviously only get me to 1. Alexander-Arnold to 3. Sven Botman, kept faith in him. He started, clean sheet, bonus, love it. Ben White with 1. Perisic obviously coming on, getting the assist, which is nice, got me to 4. Kept Salah as my captain, only to 4 points. That's what let me down. Click only came on 1 point. Saka 2. De Bruyne, as we said, 14 points. Lovely. Gabriel Jesus, 19 points. Mitrovic obviously getting his 2 goals last week. I took him off the bench and put him on. He went and missed a fucking penalty. And then got a yellow card as well. A big letdown was my 4 points from Cucurella on the bench. It would have taken me over the average. But a couple of changes this week. I'm not finished yet, but I've brought in Jensen from Brentford again, like you did, Collie, to Klisch hasn't been starting, so I've brought in some kind of guaranteed starters who like to go forward. And the plan is maybe to move a few centre forwards around here just to get a little bit of variety. Maybe go with a 3-4-3 is what I'm thinking for next week.
I can't believe United have made Brentford look so good. Everyone's signing Brentford players.
I know.
And next week we're all going to be like, fucking shit, Brentford shit.
I know, yeah, they're coming straight back out. Right, lads, we're off fancy football. We're going to have a look at the league table. Sorry, I'm not moving my mic there. We're going to have a look at the league table. We're nearly an hour in because me and Paddy were just crying at each other there for the last hour or so. Lads, we're going to move on to the next part of the pod, which will be... It's the king of the pod, lads. It is the challenge number 3. This week we took on a closest to the pin again on the top tracer down in the Spalwell. So lads, I'm not going to talk too much about it because I made a bollocks of what I was trying to say last week. So I'm just going to jump straight into the video. So I think it goes on for around 3 minutes or so. So yeah, enjoy this. We're counting goals, that never happened. And we're 174 yards. I'm not moving my thing around. There we go. It's in the trace. Oh, hello. Just going to pick a bad line. How wide is that?
Not that wide.
Oh.
Oh, I tell you.
What's that like when you're not good?
Oh, it's registered.
Yeah, because it's gone left.
Not straight in the barrel.
Oh,
It's literally straight down the barrel.
stop. Right, we have a registration. We're in play.
That's out of 3. Okay.
We're in play.
Very good. You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I hope he's looking through here.
Come on.
What's in the hand, Paddy?
6.
6 on.
16.
Sure.
And me and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
The what? Dwayne The Rock. Oh, tell you what?
It's dead online.
We have a register.
It needs to get up though, I think.
I think it's short.
I think it needs to go. No, it doesn't.
Oh my god. Keep going.
Stop.
Oh, Paddy has me. I only needed one shot. I only needed one shot.
No chance.
Bit left.
Bit left there. I feel like I just got shafted.
No. It's alright, first and done.
It's in the trees, isn't it? Someone call a lumberjack. Connor, what have you got in hand?
6 as well.
Copy me.
Oh, he's really went for please register. Oh, you love this, do you? That's
I don't
lovely.
think so. I think, no, definitely not.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Didn't touch your leg either. And that's what it was.
Nice.
Tell you what. Might be slightly left up.
It is actually going to hit that false front, I think.
Oh, it's disappointing.
Ah, hard luck.
Oh, that one is beautiful. Slightly right, maybe. Oh, he's done it.
Sit. No, inside.
What happened there?
Died.
Oh my god. It's dead.
Yes, I win. Default.
Oh, that's absolutely scandalous. It was literally a foot away. In the difference. He was 25 and it was at 24 and it stopped.
I was still rolling with definitely.
Lads, what a way to finish that. Connor, did you actually win or did you think Paddy won?
Deep down I won, but Paddy won't take it, so we'll let him have it.
Oh, you didn't. Your ball was still rolling. You stopped. It was going to go about 4 feet further than it already was.
It was stopped. It was finished rolling. They hit the
No,
frame.
it was not finished rolling. Will you stop?
You couldn't write that shit when that went off. That was unbelievable. That was my favorite thing.
Genuine heartbreak. After shouting the person with the trees, I was like, I've done this.
Oh, it's fucking deadly. So anyone that is listening on Spotify, if you don't know what we're talking about, go onto the YouTube and just watch that video. We just play it because it's basically a challenge and the ball is rolling. We have a certain distance from the flag and Connor hits a shot and it's literally right where Paddy's is and the screen just turns off, but you get the full effect of it if you watch it on it'll be on our fucking TikTok page as well, probably tomorrow or the next day, so check it out on TikTok as well. Lads, we're going to move on to the last thing. Sorry, just an update. The score is all 1-1-1, so we've all won one each, lads. It's like we planned this. I think we have another one for next week in the driving range. Am I right in saying that?
Long drive, I think.
Long drive. Okay.
Who had the biggest willy?
Who was the biggest willy, lads? So we're going to have a look at that one next week. Yeah. So then we're going to try get some other stuff done as well. So, lads, we're going to move into something that we're going to get through very, very quickly because we're an hour into it now. And it is... It's the predictions, lads. So we're going to have a quick chat. Not actually even going to have a quick chat. Going to just go really quickly through what I think is going to happen in the Leeds and Chelsea match. I'm going to give a score prediction. I won't spend ages on it. So, lads, first one is obviously Leeds versus Chelsea. We're only looking at this one, and then United and Liverpool. Leeds versus Chelsea, lads. I haven't been that impressed with Leeds this season so far. So I think Chelsea are going to win this one. And I'm going to say it's going to be 3-1 to Chelsea. And I'm going to say Mason Mount is going to score on this one. Connor, what do you think on this one?
Yeah, I've been actually impressed with Leeds' goal scoring power this so far. Rodrigo's come back in and is playing some nice football. I know obviously Bamford's out injured again, which isn't ideal, but I still think they're scoring goals, obviously, and I don't think it's going to stop. I'm going to say Chelsea will still have enough for them ultimately. I think whatever Leeds will do, Chelsea will do times a couple and do it better. I'm going to say 3-2 Chelsea, and I'm going to back Rodrigo to score from the Leeds. So I think he's the only real out they have, but he's in flying form at the moment.
Cool. Paddy, what do you think?
I'm going to go for 2-1 to Chelsea and Havertz to score.
Nice one. Right, lads, we're moving on to the last thing we're going to be talking about is Manchester United and Liverpool. Lads, we could have talked about this fucking game for ages as well, but I'm just going to dive straight in there, being the neutral. I'm going to say now, there's actually talk about there being mass protests in Old Trafford and for this game actually not to go ahead. So that's the latest that I've heard about this. Don't know how true it is, but be interesting to see. And I'm going to go with, if it does go ahead, it's going to be a spanking for United again. Now, do you call this a spanking 3-1? 3-1 to Liverpool? It's a bit of a spanking in Old Trafford.
In that kind of game, I would say it's a spanking, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to go with 3-1 to Liverpool. And I'm going to say Diaz to score. Because I liked the look of him there when you went down to 10 men and really looked impressive. So, Paddy, what do you think on this one?
I think, Jesus Christ, I don't know, no idea.
Oh, you love to see it.
Oh, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I really don't. I don't know. I'm gonna go. United are going to get reaction this week. Hopefully, Ronaldo's gone, and I don't know. Fucking 1-1. I don't know. Fucking 1-1.
Carla, what do you think?
It was the most United thing ever. They get tonked in 2 games by Milton Keynes and then go and get points off of Liverpool. Yeah. And then everything will be forgotten about then. They'll be like, oh yeah, we're going to win the quadruple again. Paddy will be back up to 4 trophies instead of the 2.
We're at the double now. We started at the quadruple.
The owners will be great again. Everything will be forgotten. Ronaldo will be a god, and fucking we're all back to kissing and hugging each other. I'm worried about Liverpool at the back because they haven't got centre half. The partner
against United though.
The partner Van Dijk, they haven't got anyone. The way obviously they like to play was exposed by Palace, so Palace can do it, you'd hope. Well, not you wouldn't hope, but you'd expect United to be able to do it even. And having no centre forward shouldn't be an issue. But I would have loved to have seen Núñez against Martinez, ideally. That would have been fucking great. I'll back Liverpool to nick it 1-0. I don't think it's going to be a thrilling affair, but I don't think either of them are in flying form, as we said. But both really need a result. So I can't see it being a draw because I can see one side going hell for leather to try to get something. United don't want to be on 0 points after 3 games. Liverpool can't afford to drop more points against City, basically. So 1-0 Liverpool, and I will go with Harvey Elliott to score.
Interesting. Sorry, I don't know if we mentioned it, Paddy, but United are actually bottom of the league. Do you know it's the first time in 100 years that any manager has failed to win their first 2 games with Manchester United.
Great story.
And it's the first time ever that Brentford beat Manchester United. It was just 2 facts that I thought we'd end up on.
I always have to do something the first time. Records are always to be broken, so fair play. Well done, Ten Hag, for breaking that record.
Can we just say Liverpool are still unbeaten this season? I'm just saying that as well. So the invincible season is still on.
Yeah, so Chelsea. Lads, we're calling it a day at that. That was a fucking chaotic episode, to say the least. But it was great, and
you're lucky it's remote. I'd fucking kill you.
But it just goes to show that if you can get we already have a bit of passion back in the fucking matches. Now we're getting a bit of passion back on the podcast. So hand in hand here, lads. Lads, we're wrapping it up. We're finishing at that. Connor, I believe you're away for the next 2 weeks.
Yep, I won't be here next week when you get a result against Liverpool. Thankful.
Where are you going?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Hope they pay me.
He's going to watch Dowski. Right, well, Connor, look, enjoy that. Nice one for being on tonight as well, right?
It was.
Paddy, It's been emotional. I hope you're in better form next week, and
I hope he's not. I
we can
hope
have a
he's not.
virtual. We can have a virtual hug next week if you don't feel better, right?
Right.
So
Nice.
yeah, nice for being on as well, right?
Cheers, man.
Right, we will be back next week. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. I know this is the first time I'm only saying it and we're fucking an hour over into it, but make sure if you are watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, make sure you follow us, subscribe to us, send all the fucking shit around to your mates because that'd be crack. Get us on TikTok as well because we put stuff up there and it's great fun. We've over 1,000 followers there now, so I'm going to be going live probably next week or something. We're watching a game, maybe I don't know, we'll take abuse off random people that don't know me. But anyway, lads, it's been emotional, and we'll be back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. So we'll talk to everybody then.